One of the first video games that actually affected me and that I never finished.
What?
And I was so angry I never finished it, but it was called Ultima 4
Okay.
and Quest of the Avatar. In fact,
Right.
I had named my cat Avatar, and my cat is 14 years old.
Right.
So you can imagine now when people say, oh, you named your cat Avatar after that dumb movie? No, I named her 14 years ago after a Ultima 4, after a Lord British game that I played on my Atari 800 XL.
Wow. What? I've never even heard of it.
Ultima is a fantasy role-playing game. It's one of the pioneer ones, and they've gone all the way up to Ultima Online, Ultima. Lord British made a ton of these games, and it was the first game that actually...
Are you saying the name of the author?
Lord British, yeah. Is the
How do you
one
spell
who actually,
lore?
Lord.
Lord.
L-O-R-D.
His
like
name
Lord
is
Correct.
Lord British?
Yes, that's not his actual name. It's like Richard Garriott.
No one does that. And, my name's Muad'Dib.
Yeah.
Please call me Muad'Dib. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. And I think there's a documentary actually about him too that I haven't seen that I heard is great. Now, it's the first game, and keep in mind it's completely pixelated. It's a tiny little game that's, I think it could
Just
fit
a
into 4
16-bit?
megabytes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like literally, you would play on your computer an Atari 800 XL, like an old computer.
Yeah.
It was the first game that started using you and your decisions to affect gameplay. Like it had like its own like belief system. It had its own like if you were dishonest, like say there's a shopkeeper and the shopkeeper's blind, so you need reagents for your spells. Okay. So you cheat the shopkeeper on all this money. I'm like, oh great, I'm getting all this stuff for free. You're allowed to cheat the shopkeeper. But then what happens is when you ask the mage to join your party, the mage goes, you're not honest enough for me to join your party.
Oh.
So, and those are the things that happens. And you have to have everyone join your party to win the game. So then what I did to fix it, because I wanted to see if that would work, I had to overpay the shopkeeper again then to buy more stuff, and then you become more honest again. But like they ask you questions about compassion, honesty, valor, truthfulness. And then when you ask all these questions about morality at the beginning of the game, that determines your class and where you start in the game.
Okay,
and
so
remember,
it's like D&D.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. This is I remember playing this as a teenager. And then I never finished it because back then those games were so hard and they did not have many places to save, even on a computer game. Right. And there was a final dungeon, and you had to have everyone in your party. You had to have a 3-part key, and you had to have a magic word. Wow. And those are all the things you needed to get down to the dungeon at the end of the game. Right. And you can't save in the dungeon. So it took me hours and hours and hours just playing straight to get from the top of the dungeon to the bottom of the dungeon. And like, I had the key. I had everyone in the party. Yeah. I had all like 8 members. And then
8 members?
Yeah, it was it was like you had to have 8. Yeah. 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 And because you're one of them, and then you fill up the other 7. So whatever one you play, that's the character that doesn't come with you. Right. And then you had to have the magic word. And I had the magic word that was broken up into 3 parts. And I put them in the wrong order. And you put the magic word in the wrong order, and then the game shuts down and sends you to the beginning of the dungeon. And I stared at the computer screen. Actually, it wasn't even a computer screen. It was a TV. You know, when you hook up the computer to your TV. And I just was completely silent and in shock. I'm like, oh my God. And
I just spent 5 hours
to get here. And now it's for nothing. And I don't even know the right order to put these words in. And then one of my friends, I told my friend about that. And like a week later, he called me and he goes, this is the word, Voramacor. It's VORAM. And the AMO and then like COR and like that's the right order. And I'm like, thanks, I'm not doing it again. There's no way. So anybody who ever finished Ultima 4, you have my immense admiration.
Yeah. You know, the thing is I love that who made Ultima 4? What the hell is going on with my home number?
I think Lord British is calling. He's like, yes, it's Richard Garriott. Yeah.